The Secret Service announced that it dismantled a massive telecommunications threat to the city.
According to the agency, agents uncovered a cache of electronic devices, including SIM cards and servers, in multiple locations within a 35-mile radius from the United Nations.
Well, the Secret Service said the network had the capability of anonymously transmitting assassination threats. It could also be used to cripple cell service. Listen to this.
These devices allowed anonymous encrypted communications between potential threat actors and criminal enterprises, enabling criminal organizations to operate undetected.
NBC News national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter joins us now. Tom, this sounds like something out of a movie, a technological threat that could target communications across the U.S. So how exactly did authorities discover this network, and what was it capable of doing?
So let's talk about SIM farms, which, depending upon your generation, you know exactly what I'm referring to. If it's my generation, you think it's the old computer game, The Sims. And if you're from a different generation, you might think I'm speaking a foreign language. But there are these rooms, and we're looking at the images right now. Each phone has a SIM in it, and it's basically a SIM card or an electronic SIM card, which just tells the cellular network, here's the phone, here's who it belongs to, and here's the subscriber information as far as what network they can get on and go from there. Well, instead of carrying around one of these big phones and trying to convey one of these threats or buying a whole bunch of them, you can just buy the SIM, attach it into these SIM servers, and all of a sudden you can use a U.S. number, even if you're located on an entirely different continent. And that's what this stems from, and that's kind of how the Secret Service got onto this, because there were a number of threats that were conveyed to people that they regularly protect. And they have a unit that goes back and looks at those threats and says, not only is this real, is it not real? Let's go back and figure out where these threats are coming from. And they traced it back to these phone numbers, and what somebody could do, say I was located in China or in Austria or some island somewhere, is I can connect to that SIM server and use a U.S. number to convey a threat, have a phone call, ask for information, all those type of things. So scammers use these a lot, but when they start to convey threats, that's where the Secret Service is involved, and that's how we got to where we are today.
But speaking of where we are, tell me about the timing. I mean, this is happening in the middle of the UN. The President of the United States is here in this city. There's extra security. How did we get here in this moment?
Right. So one of the things that they try to do whenever the president is in town or there's the United Nations General Assembly, where Garrett was just reporting from, they want to try to stop any threat before it becomes a threat, even if it's not something that is imminent. Let's just eliminate the possibility. And that's where this comes from. So the threat here really was more focused on if you were to have all of those phones call or text at once in the New York City area, you could bring down, basically just overload the cellular network in New York. And obviously, when you have all these foreign leaders in, the type of havoc that could create, the type of issues that could come up. And that's one of the reasons why we're told, according to authorities in the Secret Service, they made the move now. We should note, though, that these farms, these SIM farms and SIM servers, they're operating all across the country, according to our reporting. And this is something that's definitely on law enforcement's radar. We've seen a lot of swatting calls, these school threats, how they could be used there. So I suspect not the last time we'll be talking about this.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.